the situation involves an on-call program implemented by Florida Power and Light, or FPL, affecting air conditioning usage in a multi-family rental complex. The main concern revolves around whether a tenant has the right to request removal of the on-call device installed on their air conditioning unit, or if the property owner has the right to control the tenant's air conditioning energy usage. From a technical standpoint, these on-call programs typically function by cycling the power to the outdoor compressor unit of the air conditioner on and off for brief periods during peak demand. The goal is to reduce overall energy consumption and prevent strain on the power grid. The specific cycling pattern, in this case 15 minutes off every half hour for a total of 3 hours a day, can significantly impact the cooling performance of the air conditioning system. In terms of tenant rights, the legal landscape can vary based on location and specific lease agreements. However, there are some general principles to consider. Firstly, the lease agreement is a binding contract that outlines the rights and responsibilities of both the tenant and the landlord. If the lease agreement does not mention any restrictions on air conditioning usage or the implementation of an on-call program, the tenant may have a stronger argument against the program's implementation. Secondly, the concept of quiet enjoyment is often implied in lease agreements, meaning the tenant has the right to peaceful and undisturbed enjoyment of their property. If the on-call program significantly disrupts the tenant's comfort and ability to maintain a reasonable temperature in their apartment, it could be argued that this right has been violated. Thirdly, some jurisdictions have laws or regulations that protect tenants from unreasonable restrictions on essential services such as air conditioning, especially in climates where cooling is necessary for health and safety. From the property owner's perspective, they may argue that they have the right to implement energy-saving measures to reduce operating costs and promote sustainability. They may also contend that the on-call program benefits all tenants by preventing power outages and ensuring a stable electricity grid. However, the property owner's rights are not absolute and must be balanced against the tenant's rights and reasonable expectations. Legally, the disclosure of such programs is key. Failure to notify the tenant about the on-call program before or during the lease term could be a breach of contract or a violation of tenant protection laws. The lack of notification prevents the tenant from making an informed decision about whether to rent the property under those conditions. Given these considerations, the tenant may have grounds to request the removal of the on-call device. The following steps can be considered. Firstly, review the lease agreement carefully to determine if there are any clauses that address air conditioning usage, energy restrictions, or the landlord's right to implement energy-saving programs. Secondly, document the impact of the on-call program on the apartment's temperature and the tenant's comfort. Keep a log of the times when the air conditioning is cycled off and the corresponding temperature increases in the apartment. Thirdly, communicate with the property owner or apartment complex management in writing to express concerns about the on-call program and its impact on the tenant's comfort. Request that the device be removed or that an alternative solution be found. Fourthly, if the property owner is unresponsive or unwilling to address the concerns, consider seeking legal advice from a landlord-tenant attorney in Florida. An attorney can review the lease agreement, assess the legal merits of the case, and advise on the best course of action. Fifthly, contact Florida Power and Light, or FPL, to inquire about the on-call program and its terms and conditions. Determine if the program requires notification to tenants and if the tenant has the right to opt out. When communicating with the property owner, FPL, or legal counsel, it is important to remain calm, respectful, and factual. Clearly explain the concerns and provide supporting documentation. A collaborative approach may lead to a mutually agreeable resolution. If the tenant decides to pursue legal action, the following evidence may be helpful. Firstly, a copy of the lease agreement. Secondly, a log of temperature fluctuations caused by the on-call program. Thirdly, written communications with the property owner or apartment complex management. Fourthly, photographs or videos documenting the on-call device and its impact on the air conditioning system. And fifthly, expert testimony from an HVAC technician regarding the impact of the on-call program on the air conditioning system's performance. In addition to legal considerations, there may be practical solutions to mitigate the impact of the on-call program. For example, consider using fans to circulate air and improve ventilation, or installing window coverings to block sunlight and reduce heat gain. From a technical perspective, the on-call devices are typically installed on the outdoor unit of the air conditioner, interrupting power to the compressor. The compressor is the component that circulates refrigerant, which is responsible for cooling the air. When the compressor is turned off, the air conditioning system can only circulate air using the fan, which provides minimal cooling. The efficiency of an air conditioning system is measured by its seasonal energy efficiency ratio, or SEER, rating. A higher SEER rating indicates a more efficient system. However, even an efficient system will struggle to maintain a comfortable temperature if the compressor is frequently turned off. The capacity of an air conditioning system is measured in British thermal units per hour, or BTU per hour. The appropriate capacity depends on the size of the space to be cooled, the climate, and other factors such as insulation and window efficiency. If the air conditioning system is undersized for the apartment, the on-call program will exacerbate the problem and make it even more difficult to maintain a comfortable temperature. Consider these additional points. Firstly, review any documentation provided by FPL regarding the on-call program to understand the specific terms and conditions, including the frequency and duration of cycling events. Secondly, inquire with FPL about the potential energy savings associated with the on-call program and whether there are any incentives or rebates available to tenants who participate. Thirdly, explore the possibility of installing a smart thermostat that can learn the tenant's preferences and adjust the temperature accordingly, even during on-call events. Fourthly, consider the impact of the on-call program on the lifespan of the air conditioning system. Frequent cycling on and off can potentially stress the compressor and other components, leading to premature failure. Fifthly, investigate whether the property owner has implemented any other energy-saving measures, such as improving insulation, sealing air leaks, or installing energy-efficient windows. These measures can help reduce the overall energy demand and minimize the impact of the on-call program. Regarding the claim that the air conditioning sometimes gets too cold, this could be due to several factors. Firstly, the thermostat may not be calibrated correctly, leading to inaccurate temperature readings. Secondly, the air conditioning system may be oversized for the apartment, causing it to cycle on and off frequently and resulting in temperature fluctuations. Thirdly, the air conditioning system may have a malfunctioning component, such as a faulty thermostat or a refrigerant leak. The on-call program could also be contributing to this issue by causing the system to cycle on and off more frequently, leading to temperature swings. To address this, consider the following. Firstly, have the thermostat checked and calibrated by an HVAC technician. Secondly, ensure that the air conditioning system is the appropriate size for the apartment. Thirdly, have the air conditioning system inspected for any malfunctioning components, such as a faulty thermostat or a refrigerant leak. Fourthly, consider installing a programmable thermostat that can be set to maintain a consistent temperature throughout the day. Finally, regarding the health implications of the on-call program, prolonged exposure to high temperatures can lead to heat stress, dehydration, and other health problems, especially for vulnerable populations such as the elderly and individuals with chronic health conditions. If the on-call program is causing the apartment to become excessively hot, it could pose a health risk to the tenant. In such cases, it is important to seek medical attention if necessary and to document the health effects of the on-call program. To mitigate these risks, consider the following. Firstly, stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water. Secondly, wear loose-fitting, light-colored clothing. Thirdly, take cool showers or baths to low body temperature. Fourthly, use fans to circulate air and improve ventilation. Fifthly, spend time in air-conditioned spaces such as public libraries or community centers during the hottest parts of the day. When communicating with the property owner or FPL, emphasize the potential health risks associated with the on-call program. It's also important to consider the broader implications of energy conservation programs. While these programs can help reduce overall energy consumption and promote sustainability, they must be implemented in a way that does not infringe on the rights and well-being of individuals. Transparency and communication are essential to ensure that tenants are aware of the program and its potential impact on their comfort and health. In summary, the tenant's rights in this situation depend on a variety of factors, including the lease agreement, local laws, and the specific terms of the on-call program. It is important to carefully review the lease agreement, document the impact of the program, and communicate concerns to the property owner and FPL. If necessary, seek legal advice from a landlord-tenant attorney. From an engineering perspective, understanding the technical aspects of air conditioning systems and on-call programs is crucial for assessing the impact on cooling performance and energy efficiency. By considering these technical factors along with the legal considerations, a tenant can make informed decisions and take appropriate action to protect their rights and well-being. The principles of thermodynamics govern the operation of air conditioning systems. The system transfers heat from inside the apartment to the outside environment, thereby cooling the indoor air. The refrigerant undergoes a cycle of compression, condensation, expansion, and evaporation, which facilitates the heat transfer process. The efficiency of the air conditioning system is affected by various factors, including the temperature difference between the indoor and outdoor air, the humidity level, and the condition of the system components. The on-call program disrupts this process by interrupting the power to the compressor, which is the heart of the air conditioning system. When the compressor is turned off, the refrigerant circulation stops and the cooling effect is diminished. The apartment will gradually warm up as heat from the outside environment enters the space. The rate at which the apartment warms up depends on factors such as the insulation level, the window efficiency, and the amount of sunlight entering the space. The heat load calculation is a crucial step in determining the appropriate size of the air conditioning system for a given space. The heat load takes into account factors such as the size of the space, the number of occupants, the amount of lighting, and the heat generated by appliances. An undersized air conditioning system will struggle to maintain a comfortable temperature, especially during periods of high heat load. The on-call program can exacerbate this problem by further reducing the cooling capacity of the system. The impact of the on-call program on the air conditioning system's energy consumption depends on several factors, including the frequency and duration of cycling events, the efficiency of the system, and the climate. In general, frequent cycling on and off can reduce the overall energy efficiency of the system due to the energy required to restart the compressor each time. However, the on-call program may still result in net energy savings by reducing the overall runtime of the air conditioning system during peak demand periods. The design and operation of the on-call device itself can also affect its impact on the air conditioning system. The device should be designed to minimize the stress on the compressor and other components during cycling events. It should also be designed to ensure that the system restarts smoothly and efficiently after being turned off. The installation of the on-call device should be performed by a qualified technician to ensure that it is properly connected and does not damage the air conditioning system. Regular maintenance of the air conditioning system is essential to ensure its efficient and reliable operation. This includes cleaning the air filter, checking the refrigerant level, and inspecting the system components for wear and tear. A properly maintained air conditioning system will perform more efficiently and be less susceptible to problems caused by the on-call program. The principles of building science also play a role in mitigating the impact of the on-call program. Proper insulation can reduce the heat transfer through the walls and roof, which helps to maintain a more consistent temperature inside the apartment. Sealing air leaks can prevent drafts and reduce the amount of outside air that enters the apartment, which also helps to maintain a more consistent temperature. Energy-efficient windows can reduce the amount of solar heat gain, which can significantly lower the cooling load in the air conditioning system. The use of shading devices, such as curtains, blinds, or awnings, can also reduce solar heat gain and improve the comfort of the apartment. In addition to these measures, consider the use of smart home technologies to optimize energy consumption and improve comfort. A smart thermostat can learn the tenant's preferences and adjust the temperature accordingly, even during on-call events. Smart sensors can detect occupancy and adjust the lighting and temperature automatically. Smart plugs can be used to control the energy consumption of appliances and electronics. From a sustainability perspective, energy conservation programs like the On-Call program can help reduce greenhouse gas emissions and mitigate the impacts of climate change. However, it is important to ensure that these programs are implemented in a way that is equitable and does not disproportionately burden vulnerable populations. The design of energy-efficient buildings and the use of renewable energy sources are also important strategies for reducing greenhouse gas emissions and creating a more sustainable future. The integration of smart grid technologies can improve the reliability and efficiency of the electricity grid and enable the widespread adoption of renewable energy sources. Smart grids can also facilitate demand response programs, which allow consumers to adjust their energy consumption in response to price signals or grid conditions. Demand response programs can help to reduce peak demand and prevent power outages. The development of energy storage technologies, such as batteries, can help to smooth out the variability of renewable energy sources and provide a more reliable supply of electricity. Energy storage can also be used to provide backup power during outages. In conclusion, the situation involving the On-Call program and the tenant's air conditioning raises a number of technical, legal, and ethical considerations. A comprehensive understanding of these factors is essential for developing solutions that are fair, sustainable, and protect the rights and well-being of all parties involved.